All right, guys, I'm hungry, and today we're going to re-season a Blackstone top. Actually, we're not re-seasoning nothing. We're going to season a Blackstone top. Why? Because it makes it non-stick, right? And it makes our food
delicious.
This one over here had some warping going on, right? So I called Blackstone Products, and I spoke to a young lady named Kayla, right? Kayla asked me for some pictures, asked me for a receipt. I emailed everything to her, and she said, "Give me your address." And here I go. I got a new one, right? So it's a little different than the old one, though, but I think that's going to be okay. You know, the drip tray still fits. Everything works good. My old one came with a hood. You know, it's the air fryer unit. It comes with a hood. So it has one screw hole back here in the back on each side. This one here has that same screw hole, but then it has three others. So I'm guessing if I wanted to go get that other style hood, I could now. You know what I mean? Then I'd be unique, but I don't know. So this guy here, I literally had for a year. I had one week left on the warranty, right? 1 week left on the warranty. Let's look at the bottom of it, right? Let's look at the bottom. That's after a year. I cover it every night. It don't really get rained on, but that's after a year. You see what it looks like? It's not so bad. You know, from this angle, it don't even look warped, but it was pooling. It is what it is. That's all grease. Huh, maybe this one, every once in a while, we'll turn it over and clean that right there. Probably not, all right? So, first thing Blackstone tells you to do is they tell you to wipe this thing down with some soapy water. And I've already wiped it with soapy water, so I'm just going to rinse it real quick. Make sure all the soap's off of it, right? Do it real quick. And look here. Now you probably can't see it on the camera. I noticed that it's just a residue. I was able to get it off parts of it with my finger. And the rest of it, voila, came off of the rag. So just look for it. I guess there's some manufacturing grease, you know, machining oils or whatever. Just give it a good wipe down. All right. And I'm going to use some Crisco, guys. And you kind of have a good choice. You have this guy. This is by Blackstone. Blackstone makes that. All right. And this is griddle seasoning and cast iron conditioner. All right. So I went on their website and I started looking up what is in this thing. All right. And basically, and I'm not saying it's completely this, but basically some Crisco. All right. So the majority of the ingredients that are in this, all right, are in this guy, right? So this guy has soybean oil. It has some palm oil in it. It has some words I can't say, and that's okay. You know, this guy here, very similar types of oils, and then it also says it has shortening. Well, all this is over here is shortening, so I think we're going to be good. You know, some people will use canola oil, you know, and I use this on that one. It works fine. I think the Crisco is going to give me a little bit better of a sheen to it. It's cheap. My only concern is its smoking point's a little bit higher. All right, but let's get this thing started, right? So first thing you got to do is you got to turn on your grill, right? Oh my goodness, it actually turned on. Ain't I lucky? All right, I'm going to let it get hot just for a second. You know, we're kind of fortunate here because even when it's windy, the wind really doesn't pick up in this area. I got these fences. I'm in a townhouse, right? So this is kind of protected. And it's going to get hot kind of fast. Actually, I can already see it and it's starting to smoke up just a little bit, right? And I like that idea. The water's just coming up off of it. We'll just give it another second. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but you can already see the water vapor. All right, so here we go. All I'm going to do, put a spoon of it right in the middle. We're going to see what it does. See what this guy does. Once it starts to do its little melty melt, which it is, I'm going to take this rag, you know. Guys, listen. I buy these rags off Amazon, right? I use them outside to cook with. If they're not too gunked up when I'm done, I rinse them out real good in the sink with some regular old, like dish soap, right? And then I'll take them and I'll throw them into the wash machine. I'll reuse them. If they're real bad, I just trash them. All right, so this is melting up good. I just want to give it a layer. I'm going to give it a nice layer. Nice layer. Mmm. It smells kind of good too. I don't know why, but it does. You know, all this is Crisco. I guess you could use lard too, right? Some people want to use exotic oils. My wife told me I'm not rich. She said, YouTube ain't paying no bills in this house, and I can't have no exotic oils. You know, that might be the difference too between this Blackstone brand here and what I'm using is that Blackstone I think puts flaxseed in theirs, and Crisco may not. And all that means to me is that the Blackstone one's going to have a lower smoking temperature, right? And I'm okay with that, I guess. All right, guys, I'm going to give it a second. That's a very light coating. A lot of it went into my rag, and that's okay, because we're going to do this a couple times, all right? This ain't the one and done. But I am going to, oh, look, I left a little bit back there in the corner. Let's get that in there. A lot of it's in the rag, all right? We're going to give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. We're going to do this several times, all right? So all I'm waiting for now is I want to start to see it change colors. Maybe smoke some of that off. Remember, very thin coats. If you use paper towels, it might be a little bit easier on you. Paper towels don't absorb things as easy. So this rag absorbed a lot of that, but there's a lot of oil on there. So give it a second. You know, this smoking temperature is somewhere between 390 and 490, right? Depends on when this was made, to be honest with you. You know, some Crisco plants have a slightly different composure consistency to their shortening than others. So we'll give it a second. You see it start to brown already. You know, we're going to fast forward through this right now. We're going to wait. All right, guys, it started to brown up. It was smoking a little bit. I know that rag absorbed a lot of this Crisco, so I'm going to give it just a little bit more now. Another spoon. All right, each time, all I'm doing is I'm waiting for it to brown up. Brown up just a little bit more. We'll add a little bit more. We'll give it some time to do its business. You know, it's just thin coats. Nothing too bad here. You know, we're not looking to let it cool. Just give it a coat. You know, give it a nice coat. You know, get the sides done too, right? Here in a minute, I'm straight up going to do the outside. I'm going to walk around this guy, and I'm going to do the outside. But for right now, I'm doing what I do. Look at that rag. Here, look at it. See that rag? You can't tell the discoloration of the rag, but this rag is definitely soaking up some of this Crisco oil. All right. Got to get all the way around the sides. Sides need it too. All right, we'll do the back here in a minute. That rag just got warm on me. Let that rag cool off. Let this do its business. You know, if you're paying attention, you're going to see it change colors. And again, we're going to fast forward through a lot of this. Guys, look at that browning in there. That's goodness. That's goodness right there. All right, we're going to add a little bit more. You know, what I look for is when the sheen disappears and the smoke kind of dies down a little bit. I don't know if you all can see that smoke or not, but when the sheen disappears, the smoke dies down, it gets a little bit more. And then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, until we're golden. You know, that's all I'm looking for is like that golden brown. You know, kind of like the bottom of a pancake, right? Give it to me. Now I'll take my rag, and I'm going to make sure it's even. I'm not really rubbing. I'm not putting real pressure on this. I'm just making sure it's even. No pulling. Even. All right. Now I'm going to go right across the back. That back needs it too. The sides. The outside. The top. Give that some more time. All right, guys. This wasn't hard. We're in the backyard. Let's recap what we did. We used Crisco. We used shortening. We had a whole host of options. Crisco. I kind of want to use Crisco. It's my prerogative. We could have used canola oil, or we could use the Blackstone mixture. Probably would have used this if I was smart, but this little can isn't going to last me. I cook on this way too much. So, we use Crisco. We put on several coats, right? I used a rag. You can use a paper towel. Make sure as you do it, you don't nick yourself because this is hot. Every time the sheen went away, I just applied another coat, right? I got the Blackstone top, and then I auburn color everywhere. Even the corners have turned colors just a little bit. I know they're hard to see here, but they've turned. I've coated the outside. I think we're good. I think we're ready to cook some food on this. I think we're going to cook some food on this. Folks, stay tuned because you're going to see some good food coming off this Blackstone. Yes, sir. All right, we're done for the day, though. See y'all later. Bye.